You're going through something hard, a breakup, a loss, a week you can't explain, and instead of reaching for something upbeat, you do the opposite. You put on the saddest song you own. On paper, that makes no sense. You're already hurting. Why choose more sadness? But somehow it helps. Most people assume the answer is simple. Sad music matches your mood, so it feels validating. But that's not quite right, and the real answer is far stranger than you'd expect. Sad music doesn't actually make you sad. It tricks your brain into feeling something closer to comfort, using a loophole your nervous system was never built to catch. In 2014, music psychologists Leela Tarufi and Stefan Kulsch surveyed over 700 people worldwide about why they deliberately seek out sad music. Published in the journal PLOS One, their study found something odd. People weren't listening to feel worse. They were listening to feel understood, soothed, even uplifted. Sadness was the vehicle, not the destination. Here's where it gets stranger. Musicologist David Huron proposed a hypothesis that sounded almost absurd. What if sad music tricks your body into releasing the same hormone it produces during real grief? Huron pointed to prolactin, a hormone linked to comfort and emotional recovery, normally released when you cry after real loss. His theory: your brain can't always tell the difference between a real tragedy and a fictional one playing through your headphones. So it prepares for loss, priming your body with prolactin, and then the loss never actually happens. You're left with the soothing chemical, and none of the real damage. But there's another layer to this, and it might be the strangest part of all. When you grieve a real loss, the emotion is tangled up with real consequences. A person who's gone, a life that's changed. When you grieve over a song, none of that is true. Researchers describe this as a kind of emotional safety. You get the full depth of the feeling with none of the real-world stakes. It's why a stranger's heartbreak in a 3-minute song can feel devastating and comforting at once. Your brain lets itself fully feel the emotion, because somewhere underneath, it knows you're safe. And then there's the part that surprised researchers the most. Studies led by Jana Vuoskoski and Tuomas Erola found that people who score higher in empathy are far more likely to enjoy sad music and to feel it more intensely. Sad music isn't just processed as sound. It's processed socially, almost like witnessing someone else's pain and quietly sitting with them in it. In that moment, you're not alone with your sadness. Somewhere, someone else understood it well enough to turn it into a melody. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If the sadness you feel while listening isn't fully your own, if it's borrowed, safe, and chemically rewarded, then what are you actually mourning when the song ends? Yourself? Or just the version of loss your brain was finally allowed to practice? So here's what's actually happening when a sad song helps. Your brain releases the same hormone that comforts you after real grief, without the real grief. Your emotions get somewhere safe to go, because the loss was never really yours. And your nervous system quietly tells you that whoever made this song has felt this too, and for 3 minutes, you are not alone. Sad music was never really about sadness. It was a rehearsal for healing, wearing the disguise of a broken heart. If you like the video, please subscribe.